Hello there, friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time coming here, then welcome to the channel for the first time. Okay, so my name is Ryan Schul. I talk about all kinds of data science topics and methodologies and different use cases. I try to pick very realistic, very relevant types of challenges to work on and problems that I hear just by reading blogs that I hear from the news and a variety of things. I try to get creative with my solutions and innovative and come up with different ideas that can help people learn about the topic of data science. Okay, so that's what the channel is all about. So in today's teaching lesson, I want to discuss cognitive computing and dig into that and explain a little bit about what this is. Basically, cognitive computing has basically limitless applications. There's so many use cases. I'm going to show you four right here that they're pretty interesting, I think. But if you take a moment and think how you can use this stuff, there's really no limit. Like we'll get into some of these cases a little bit later, but I mean, it's really your own imagination is your only limitation. Okay, so you can go wherever you want with this stuff if you get creative. Okay, it really shines in scenarios where there's real-time decision making. We'll see a couple examples of that, and complex problem solving, and even human-like reasoning. Okay, so you provide sort of a general context to the computer, and it's going to go ahead and solve a variety of problems. So you don't have explicit instructions for the computer to follow. You don't say, do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do something else. It's nothing like that. It's just generally using the libraries that are available to you for free in Python and giving the computer some guidance into what you're looking for and letting the machine do the whole lift for you. So these things are very interesting. You'll see in just a moment why, okay? And really, you can expand your assistance and functionalities and any kind of interactions with the computer. Again, the sky's the limit. So it's really think about what you want to do and then figure out how to do it. But the limitation probably is not going to be the technology. It's going to be your own creativity, probably, okay? So let me get into one use case right here. So this is sentiment analysis. If you've seen some of my other videos, I've talked about this a bunch, so this is not exactly new. But this is kind of cool how you can use this. In three cases, we are going to define a very simple pipeline right here, sentiment pipeline, and the text coming in is going to come from here. So we have analyze text, and we're going to call that function with three different sentences being fed into the model. So let me hit Control Enter to run the cell here. And you can see we have pipeline sentiment over here. We have the function, very simple, just 3 lines of code. And then we pass in this first sentence. I absolutely love this product. Okay, that gets a positive score of, or that gets a score, I'm sorry, it gets a sentiment notation here of positive, and the confidence is 100%. So I'd say that's right on the money, right? I absolutely love this product. That can come from Amazon or whatever. You know, just think about any number of sources where that can come from. And yeah, it's definitely positive. Okay, I'm not going to question that at all. The next one right here, the service was terrible. I'm really disappointed. Okay, that was the next sentence that we tested, and that sounds pretty negative to me. And the computer came back with a negative flag right there, and that's 100% confidence. Okay, and then this, do you want to eat pizza? So kind of neutral, definitely not negative, more towards positive, I would say. And the model is saying, okay, that is positive, and it's 97%. It's probably, I would say neutral. I probably made a mistake. I mean, that sounds pretty positive to me. I love to eat pizza. Pretty much everybody I know likes to eat pizza, so that's a positive thing, right? So you can see with just a couple lines of code, we can create a cognitive tool here to analyze text for ourselves. And you can think about all the applications here, right? In a when you pick up the phone to call some type of, I don't know, credit card company or whatever, if you speak into the phone, I guarantee that there's some kind of system that's doing this type of analysis, maybe not sentiment analysis per se, but there's some type of cognitive computing action being run to help you get to the right person that can assist you quickly and easily. And it's going to be easier, a better experience for you and better for the user, because the people that work at credit card companies in the phone area, what was that, call center? If you work in a call center, you're going to be trained on different tools and techniques, right? So not everybody is going to help you, but the system, when you call in, this cognitive compute system is going to guide you to the person that's going to be able to help the quickest and the easiest. Okay, now in this next example, I want to showcase the potential for Chat GPT and this model right here. I'm going to use this specific model, and I'm going to ask it two questions. What is the capital of France? And then what's its population? Okay, so you actually need an API key right here. So I can't share this with you, right? Because this is my API key. I can show you where to get it. Okay, so you can go to this website right here. I'll share that in the code and go there, right, and create your own account. It's free to create the account. You do have to pay when you start using these services, but it's pretty minimal. Okay, that's what the login screen looks like. I have mine open in another browser, so we can jump over here for just a second, and that goes right here. So this is what it looks like. Okay, you put in your basic information. This is the login screen right here, and over here you would have API keys. So you can go here. Mine is going to be blocked out, right? So you can't see it. And I can't expose the whole thing in this window over here, right? Because it's your own personal key, right? It's your own confidential information. So sign up for your own, and then you would get that right here, and then you would have to click on the billing tab right here and add in your credit card information. And these are the rates right here. So this Chat GPT-4 model is a little bit more expensive. It's 3 cents per 1,000 tokens. And I think a token is one word. So you can send and receive 1,000 words for 3 cents. This is the one I'm using right now. This is Turbo. This is 1 cent per 1,000 tokens. So that matches that, right? That's the model. Again, you just pop in your own API key, and then you can do whatever you want down here, right? I asked these two questions, and the model spit back these answers. The capital of France is Paris. As of 2003, the population is the capital city, and it has 2.1 million people within the administrative city limits. I don't even know if that's true. Let me Google this thing. I probably should have done this before, but whatever. Let's see. Okay, google.com. Let's see. What is the population of LA Paris? Okay, let's see how close this thing is. 2.048 is coming back with, and this thing said 2.1. So pretty close, guys. Pretty close. I mean, I'm not going to argue for that. And that's an older number too. So as of 2003, this might be a little bit more up to date, because as far as I know, ChatGPT is trained on the corpus of text that's pretty vast and pretty wide, and it has billions and billions and billions of columns that it gets trained on, and every column is representative of different source material. Text, a lot of text is fed into these LLMs. So back then, when it was cut off, and this isn't up to date, right? So it's not going to get you the 2025 population numbers. Right now, it is the end of March. I guess it's March 28th, 2025. So maybe the population has dropped a little bit, and this number is a little bit more current. I don't know. But anyways, it's pretty close, right? Very close. So here's the different pricing schemas, and this would be the inputs right here. I'm getting the 1 cent per token model, and this Chat GPT 3.5 Turbo is 1/100th of 1 cent per token, right? So the way this works too is if you pay more, you get more. So if you pay for this, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but the accuracy of the responses is going to be a little bit better. This one's a little bit cheaper, and the response might not be quite as accurate as this one over here. And for this one, this is the cheapest one in the list here, and it's probably going to be sufficient for most people. But again, you're not going to have the accuracy of this guy over here. Okay, so maybe even that one is more current. Maybe this is giving you 2025 data. I'm not sure. But anyways, that's how the cognitive computing process works for that. So here's another example. So now we are going to look at how to speak into this model that is going to comprehend what I'm talking about, and then it's going to be able to generate an answer. Okay, so we say if weather, and command fetching the weather forecast, if time, checking the current time, and if something else I'm not sure how to help you. Okay, so let's test it out. What day is today?
I'm not sure how to help with that.
Yeah, okay, so it does know. It has to know weather or time, right? what is the weather today?
Fetching the weather forecast.
Okay, so it knows it's weather, okay, and we can just do one more. Obviously, time is time. Can you tell me the current time?
Checking the current time.
Okay, that's it. So kind of impressive, but it actually doesn't really tell you the time or the weather. So I beefed this up a little bit. In this example down here, we have a real-time weather API that I'm calling. So you have to put in your API key to get the real-time weather. And again, I can't share that with you, but I will give you all this code so you have everything you need, and I guarantee it works. Okay, I tested it on the API key, and I got this from. Actually, where is that from? Let me see if I have that. I think that came from over here. Maybe, maybe not. Let me get that weather API key because I forgot which website that came from now. Weather.com. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this quick. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Open API. Open weather map.org. This is the one. Okay, so I'll place that in the cell below. Wait, is it just right here? I think I can scrape over there real quick. That's not it. Come on, work with me, guys. Oh, yeah, okay, this is it. This is where I got it from. So you can go in here and create an API key for yourself, totally free. It's very quick to do this. So, well, why did it give me that? That's weird. Oh, because that's some kind of ad, I think. Okay, let me put that down here. I think that's where that came from. And if not, I will research it and I will get you the right link. So you just have to sign up for an API, totally free. It's very fast to do that. And then you click the cell to run it or control enter to run the cell. And then this will actually listen to your request. If it's time, it will tell you the local time and it'll tell you the current weather according to where you live, right? So I live in New York City, so it's getting me the current weather in New York City and the current time. If you live down south, it's going to have obviously be different weather. If you live in the West Coast, that's going to be different weather over there in a very different time too. So it figures out where you are based on where you're accessing the Wi-Fi from. Okay, so it's pretty smart. It can recognize are you in the East Coast, West Coast, somewhere in between, and based on the access point, which is your Wi-Fi, it can tell you what time it is too. So it's kind of cool. You should check that out when you have a chance. It's pretty cool what it can do. So there's one more application, and here's another. This is called reasoning. So you give the computer a small challenge, right, and ask it to solve a problem, and it can go ahead and solve the problem pretty quickly and pretty easily. So I'm saying right here, we have three people, John and Bob and Charlie, and here's the solution that we're trying to solve. So we have equation 1, 2, and 3. Those come from over here. John's age, Bob's age, and then Charlie's age. And I want to print all three. And this is a classic logic problem. You see this all the time in schools all over the place. So the question is, John is twice as old as Bob. Bob is 5 years older than Charlie. Charlie is 10 years old. How old is John? Okay, so that's what we're asking the computer to solve. All right, and that comes from here. So this is equation 1. So Bob's age times 2 is John's. Charlie plus 5 is Bob's. And then Charlie is 10. Okay, so we want to solve this problem. John's age is 30, so that's twice 15, right? That's Bob's age. And Bob is 5 years older than Charlie, so that's a 10. And again, this is a question. John is twice as old as Bob. Okay, we got that right there. And Bob is 5 years older than Charlie. Okay, and Charlie is 10. So it went ahead and figured out the logic for us. So pretty quick, pretty cool, pretty decent way to showcase, what is cognitive computing. And again, there's so many applications for this. So I made a few notes here for you guys. Healthcare applications, medical diagnosis support, finance and banking, fraud detection, monitoring financial transactions. Obviously, that would be a huge one, right? Retail and e-commerce. So again, personalizing recommendations. Like I said, calling into the call center and routing the call into the right direction. Transportation and logistics, route optimization, energy and environmental types of concerns. We can address those with cognitive computing. any kind of smart grids, balancing energy supplies with demands. I used to do that for work. Human resources, of course, candidate screening, scanning resumes, predicting which candidates are most likely to succeed and enroll. There's an obvious need for that. Education and e-learning, personalized learning, legal and compliance, contract analysis, manufacturing, predictive maintenance, predictive analytics, trying to figure out when a piece of hardware is going to deteriorate or just wear out over time. So there's an application for that, and media and content generation, content personalization, suggestions, recommendations for music, for movies, things like this. The list is really endless. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there's so many different things you can do with cognitive computing. So I showed you just 4 examples right there. I would encourage you to download the code. I'm going to save this HTML file and post it when I post the video, so you'll have access to all this code, of course. And definitely try it out and come up with your own ideas, right? And if you have ideas for future videos that you'd like to see me do, post that in the comments, and I'll take a look at that. I try to respond to all the comments. I think I pretty much do. Maybe I missed 1 or 2. I don't even know, but I try to respond to all those comments that I get. So there you go, cognitive computing and several use cases for this technology. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.